Hey guys, what is up? RedPandaMining here. How you guys all doing? I hope you're all doing well. Today, I would like to talk about Aion and their new consensus proposal called Unity. They released a Unity white paper, which I'll go through in a bit. Basically, it is a hybrid proof of work and proof of stake mechanism. Miners and stakers will be working side by side for network security, so attackers would need both hash power and staking power to succeed. Before I begin, guys, I would just like to say that I am a huge fan of Aion, and I am not sponsored by them by any means. I seriously love the Aion community and the development of Aion as a whole. So I'll go through later the accountability aspect, which I applaud Aion for, which helps the blockchain industry. So a little bit of an intro to Aion, what Aion network is, guys. Aion is a network of blockchains that transfer logic and value between dissimilar public or private networks. It also enables developers to build robust and inoperable dApps that are accessible to users of any blockchain and that scale infinitely through Aion spoke chains. So pretty cool. Aion, it's only been around for I think about a year now, almost more than a year. And Aion it's not a single blockchain, guys. It's like a multi-tier network of different blockchains. And it includes public and private blockchains. So as you can see here, multiple different ones, maybe, TD Bank or Chainlink or anything. Ethereum Foundation. It's multiple different networks. And they'll eventually use something called Aion bridges to scale and be inoperable with other blockchains, which requires to use Aion, the Aion coin, the Aion tokens as bridge fees. So that's how the Aion network will work eventually. And they are working towards a lot of development, and there's been a lot of development happening recently. So one of the main things I want to talk to you guys about was the Unity aspect. So with proof of work right now, you guys can mine to a bunch of different pools right now, and you guys know I've talked about aonpool.tech a lot, and as you can see, there's about 672 miners on the network right now, roughly. So now they're talking about a proof of stake system as well, hybrid proof of stake. So let's get into that. So May 4th, they released the Unity consensus draft paper. And basically, it's a proposal for hybrid proof of stake based on consensus for the Aion public network. The paper explains in technical detail the approach to implement Unity, a combination proof of work and proof of stake consensus algorithm. So their goals to achieve Unity are increase the security of the network by introducing economic security via proof of stake, adaptable to network size and topology, lower barrier of entry to participate in network security via staking, represent a progression in Aion, simple to implement, retain probability distribution introduced in proof of work. Now, they have a bunch of articles, a bunch of stuff that has been released. So unifying proof of work and proof of stake under common paradigm. This was released by Yao Sun. He is one of the developers of Aion, on Aion. And I just want to go read through here what that led them to Unity here. So at its core, Unity removes direct ties between chain weight and singular resource. Instead, we abstract the idea of chain weight and tie it to an intermediate unit that consolidates both the computational power of miners on the network as well as the relative stake of the active staking on the network. This mostly relies on changes to the fork selection rule to account for both hash and staking power. We make no additional assumptions about the network itself and introduce a new state of mapping that represents the amount of active stake an address currently holds. Additionally, no assumptions about the structure of the blockchain are made. proof of work and proof of stake blocks are mined and created by miners and stakers respectively, and arrive in random order. In this schema, proof of work remains the same. It is the game of deriving a successful solution against some difficulty parameter that is being dynamically adjusted to adhere to some predetermined network configuration. One of the challenges we face here is experimenting with different adjustment algorithms and finding a fit. So there is a little graph here. It says, for proof of stake, we use an NXT-based protocol in which every active staker uses their private keys to generate a verifiable random number with uniform distribution, where the random number are then ranked based on some criteria. Assuming all stakers are active, this means that at each new block, a staker is randomly selected to mine a block. Pretty cool, pretty interesting. Okay, so last bit here, I'm going to read mainly the protocol side. So on the other side, we adopt a protocol that uses private random number generation for proof of stake, a process that emulates the stochastic process of proof of work. So I believe stochastic means basically it's like a random generation basically. This is done by having each staker generate a unified random variable that remains private until the publishing of the block. This unified random variable is applied to a function that biases winning the block proportional to their stake. The result is a randomly generated rank list at each new block, the winner unknown until the result is published, so which is the block. This preserves the unpredictability property similar to proof of work to prevent the network from being flooded by every staker publishing. The selection of stakers eligible to publish grows by the second. This mechanism provides similar properties and emulates a proof of work setup, where the luckiest account wins the block, the first to hit the lowest nuance. Here, the luckiest account is explicitly chosen by the protocol. We can also see from this emulation that, similar to proof of work, there must be a dynamic parameter to be adjusted by the network as active stake fluctuates. Similar to proof of work, this difficulty parameter shifts in responses to change in stake and inferred by change in time. Okay, so that's basically what, with the hybrid proof of stake, that's how both of them are going to be working together. Very cool, very cool. I'm not very familiar with hybrid proof of work and proof of stake systems. As you guys know, I am a GPU miner at heart. So let's go read a little bit here of the white paper. And here they announce some things here: the Unity hybrid proof of work and consensus, which I basically read in this Unity article here from Yao Sun. And what I wanted to read through here was the security analysis. Now they have a few things here, like private, which will help if they move to this hybrid proof of work. A couple of things that will help against things like double spend attack, nothing at stake, a long range attack, stake grinding, denial of service, selfish mining, transaction denial, and eclipse attack. So one of the things I wanted to read to you guys specifically was the double spend attack. So Unity, it is much more difficult for an attacker with 51% hash power or 51% stake power to launch a similar attack, because the fork choice rule takes both mining and staking into account. It would require a combination of hash and stake power over 100% to dominate the system. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to have. You need to have both the mining and staking in order to do a 51% attack on the Aon network. Now, there's a bunch of other ones I'm not going to go through, but I'll have this all linked down in the description, guys. Please have a read. I think it's really cool and like one of a kind, really, one of a kind. I believe Decred is doing something similar. They have proof of work and proof of stake as well. I think it's a different kind. I'm not sure, but don't quote me on that. So guys, Unity, they're projected to release in Q4 of 2019. And yeah, that'll be really cool. Also, I want to talk about later, they have videos from Rebuild, which they had, it's a conference that they had recently. I'll talk about that at the end. And now, guys, I wanted to talk about the accountability aspect of Aion. So they have been very accountable of themselves. They have shown the funding and spending that they have been using. So, for example, for Q1 of 19, they've spent total spent of $1,469,724 in terms of compensation, marketing, ecosystem and technical, general and administrative, and professional services. So I'm assuming this is for paying for employees. You see they have $48,000 for marketing and some other stuff as well. So that's pretty cool. I applaud Aion for showing this kind of stuff and being leaders in the blockchain industry, because this kind of stuff really equates to showing that, you know, being trustworthy and leaders in the space, as well as just having an awesome community as well. And I would like to talk about Matthew Spoke. He is the CEO and founder of Aion. And this guy is pretty full-fledged and very, I would say, ambitious in a lot of different things. So here he's also he's still an active founding member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, as well as he was he founded the Deloitte's blockchain team, Rubix, formerly. And as well, he works with, he's actively working with the government of Canada to establish, you know, fair rules and principles for the future of governance in the blockchain industry. And as well, he served as an advisor for the Ontario Securities Commission and the Ontario Ministry of Finance and the government of Barbados, which seems pretty cool. So he's a very well-spoken guy. I've watched a lot of his videos, and I'll just show you guys here the YouTube channel of Aion. You guys can check out all their videos that they have released recently. I've watched a few of them. I wish I had more time to watch everything, but I will eventually. They had to talk about a lot of stuff they had at their Rebuild conference and their announcements. So take a look at that, guys. I'll link the Aion YouTube channel down below, as well as all of this stuff that I just read about the Unity proof of work, proof of stake consensus paper. So take a look at that, guys. Another thing I want to touch on is the Aon Virtual Machine, which I'm going to talk about in another video later on. Basically, the Aon Virtual Machine is a Turing complex execution engine that is a core to the Aon network. It runs on Java, and it enables developers to build blockchain-based applications in Java on Aon. So I think that's really cool. Something to look out for. It's very developer-friendly, they said. And yeah, I think it'll be something pretty cool development-wise. I'm not a developer myself, but when I see this kind of thing, I think it helps. It's a step forward into the they said the Web 3.0. So really cool. And lastly, I just wanted to follow up on, you know, proof of stake, and you know, I think it kind of correlates to what masternodes. What we've seen here's a website here, masternodes.online. And you can see I know there are a few coins that do proof of stake and proof of work. So it's interesting to see, you know, Zcoin, you know, it's a proof of work coin, as well as they do nodes as well, master nodes. Now, I don't know if this is a similar technology to what Aion is implementing, but we know that there are a lot of coins out there that do, proof of work and masternoding, and proof of stake. I think that's a similar technology, but don't quote me on that. I'm just showcasing to you guys there are other technologies out there that do kind of what they're talking about, but maybe in a different fashion. So. And then as well, for staking, I'm personally wondering if we will have to eventually buy VPSs, virtual servers in the cloud to host these kind of nodes, or for the proof of stake coming up. So I don't know if, I'm looking at DigitalOcean and they have droplets, or I guess VPSs here. And they charge, from $5 up to, $960 a month, depending on what size memory and hard drive you need, and transfer bandwidth, all that kind of stuff, and CPU. It's just something to look out in the future if we were gonna go to this kind of thing in the future. So staking requires, either a computer at home or this kind of thing. And as a miner myself, I'm a huge GPU miner, and I don't do anything in terms of proof of staking at all. And I do want to look into staking in the future. So I kind of want to build a machine myself, or have a home server, looking into having like a static IP and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm interested in all this kind of stuff. I hope Aion will be very successful in this in the next year. I'm going to be mining Aion for a while. I still am, and I know some of you guys that watch me are mining Aion as well. So check out the links, guys, down below. Check out the subreddit on r/Aon Network. A lot of announcements, a lot of news here, a lot of things if you guys want to read. There's a lot of stuff here as well. And check out their YouTube channel. So it was a long video, guys, but let me know what you think about Aion and their Unity hybrid proof of work, proof of stake. And I appreciate all of you guys who watch me day in and day out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much.